How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good to see you.
I saw you yesterday.
I did see you yesterday for the photo shoot. But it's still good to see you again. It's
Thank
always a
you so
blessing.
much. Thank you likewise.
It's early in the morning.
It's not a morning anymore.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You want to let them know who you are?
Let's start with you.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
And one, right?
Yes.
One. I am Professor Randall Houston, York alum and current employee. I'm an assistant director of admissions as well as production manager in and outside of the campus. I hail to you all the way from Brooklyn, New York, Bed-Stuy. That's how I told
Because the way you say it, I hail all the way.
Anyway,
What
I
are you,
hail
Queen
all the
Mary?
way from, always the queen. I hail all the way from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York, Gates Avenue. So you already know the hood is there. Why you laugh every time I tell them something?
You said the hood is there.
The hood is there, but as well as the education.
Mm-hmm.
What else about myself? Oh, I'm turning 35
Mm-hmm.
in 2 months. Should I be saying dates as we don't know when we would release this? I shouldn't. Rewind. I'm turning 35. Wait, no, that's still saying time, right? I'm 34 years old. Right? No?
It's not that
Let
hard.
me rewind that whole thing back. From Gates Avenue, Brooklyn. I'm 34 years old, currently still residing in Brooklyn, and I am here to talk about everything under the sun for you. You're welcome. Delroy?
Hi, I was just introduced by my best friend. My name is Delroy Smith. I am 25 plus tax. You do the math?
How much tax? That's gratuity at least 35%.
Excuse me?
If
That was rude.
That was honest.
Skin's still on 12.
Yes, the skin is still on 12.
Thank you very much. I'll be 37 this year.
Yummy.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You know.
I'm turning 35.
Lies. I work in fashion. I'm an alum here.
We're here. 2012, girl. No, was it 2012?
It wasn't 2012.
It was 2010.
It was 2010 or 2009.
No, I met you in 09. You couldn't graduate the year we met.
The hell would be 2010?
You got here in 06. You didn't do the degree in 3 years. You did the degree at least in 4 or 5.
Never did 5, 4.
You got financial aid, so.
I did 4. Thank you very much.
Okay, then it was 4 plus.
Thank you.
That's 2010.
Very much.
That's 2010.
Thank you. So 2010, I work in fashion. Currently, I'm a private client advisor for Bottega. I do styling. Prior to that, I was at Fendi for 5 years as a fur expert. And then before that, a men's ambassador for 5 years for Louis Vuitton.
Outside of that, we do creative projects,
Yeah.
productions, event planning, galas,
Yes.
nonprofits.
Yes.
The sky's the limit for us.
Yeah, we've been best friends for about 16 years.
I wouldn't say best, but we've been friends. We've been best friends.
Don't touch me. Don't even try it.
But let's talk about how we met.
Yeah. Let's just say this.
There's
At first, we didn't like each other at first.
No, I really didn't.
No, I didn't like you at all.
You were like too preppy, too rugby.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little like, you're a jerk. You're a jerk. What's that song? The New Boys? Asha, what's that song called? No, what's the boys called?
Oh.
I was dressed like the New Boys for quite a while. Like skinny jeans, the newest Jordan always.
Right.
And then like a graphic t-shirt.
Yes, you did.
And you hated it.
Yeah. I thought you were uncouth.
Yeah.
When I first met you.
Initially. Do you know what it is? I led with a lot of... I was an extrovert.
Yes. And I was an introvert.
And you're an introvert. So
Yeah.
what you thought was loud was regular to me.
And what you thought was too stush was regular for me.
Too stush. Talk about napkin at the dinner table, and we're not even at dinner, we're in the house. You don't need to wipe it like that.
I'm not a Neanderthal.
Sometimes you do a quick and you flick it. You don't have to do all of that.
Flick it.
Anyway, we had 2 opposing lives.
Yes. So we became friends because of York, but also we had a not small, I would say. We had it for a couple of years. We had a clothing brand together.
Oh, yeah.
called Hiero, short for hieroglyphics.
Wait, remember we called it the language of fashion.
Yes, that's what we called the language of fashion. And it was... we used to make things out of whatever we found in the house. We made things out of comforters, placemats, branches that we found in the street.
The photos will come later.
Yeah, it was very couture.
It was couture for the time period. This is 2009.
Correct. And then York hosted this thing called Heat.
The Heat fashion
where
show.
We had probably over 15, 17 designers show their work. Multiple, what do you call those? Performers.
Right.
Every school would try to get tickets in advance to come to York to...
But don't forget, we always closed the show.
Always closed the show and had the most models. Yeah. Probably about 50.
50.
We
had to make 50
models.
Outfits.
Yeah.
Out of nothing. And we were college students, so money
couldn't afford anything.
Money wasn't the easiest to come by, spending it on fabric and whatever we could find. No. So we had to get really resourceful.
Yeah, I used to get a comforter out my mom. Stole a comforter out my mom's.
I would take my mother's curtains, right?
And we used to
just glue, sew, and pray.
Paint and pray that no one find out it's the stuff that we stole from them.
But you know what? That kind of like poverty-ish approach to fashion kind of built like this undeniable creative that we have still. Like we can go into a store. You know what we did the other day? 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago, right?
No, that was...
Yesterday? No, it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
We went into the Goodwill and we said, you know what? Let's see if we can find some pieces in here. And the scent was interesting on the walk-in, but that comes with the territory. Everyone knows there's a vintage scent in certain places.
And there's an unwashed vintage scent.
And we challenged ourselves to see if we could find something in there the other day, which we're still doing.
Which we didn't even need to go shopping, but we still went shopping for whatever reason.
We're supposed to go to brunch.
That didn't happen. We ended up going to my house and ordering in.
Yeah, which is better.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have people.
Yeah.
But yeah, we bought like
the most random pieces.
Random things, but you can find the most random things in like a Goodwill.
Correct. But the reason why we did that, and it still goes to tapping into like our childhood, especially in New York, is that we really didn't have money to dress ourselves. We had jobs.
Yeah.
But
that's paying for books. That's paying for
right. Exactly.
Chinese. We had to really
sharing $1 sliced pizza.
And I didn't get financial aid.
Yeah, you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
At that time, I was working at Banana Republic as the lead cashier.
And that time I was working at Abercrombie and Fitch.
Right. And we were like retail daddies. I'm going to call it retail daddies at the time.
Retail girlies.
Girlies. Yeah, that was girlies, right? It's a combo.
Yeah.
And I remember working there required us to open credit cards. You had to open a certain amount of credit cards per day.
Debt.
And then for your month, right. Creating debt for everyone that walked in. And I know that's when like I had to tap into a part of myself that was more sales based. Because in convincing someone to open a credit line at a retail store.
That is very true.
Can you imagine that? And not just one person per month. They expect at least 5 to 7 per day.
You must have put a lot of people through debt.
Happily. But what I realized is that it was no benefit to me for them having the credit card, but I realized that I had to sell myself in a way that convinced this person that for these $80 items, you need a $4,000 credit card to then continue to spend with us again. But in a way that was like, please do it. I'm 18.
Was there like a quota to make?
Yeah, we all had to have 5 to 7
a day.
And you had to sell the promotion, which was like 30% off this top if you open a credit card today. And that kind of like savvy adjustment was like the beginning for me of learning how to like maneuver in a more fashion business space. Opposed to like, I just make things.
Right.
Learning how to sell a product is a whole nother skill than like crafting a product.
That is very true.
And that's why I respect you, because your entire, like my big job in life is to make things, right? That suits a customer and they love it. Or if they don't, they always love it.
Right.
You know, it's that. You convincing them to say, this is the piece for you and why, and this is the history on it.
Right.
I don't have to explain. But, you know, and that's its own tactic.
You know, because, you know, like growing up, like my mom had to work 3 jobs, several jobs to keep us all together, right? And so for me, working luxury, acquiring luxury wasn't a thing. Like when I saw luxury when I was a child, it was mostly with like hip hop videos or, you know, the closest thing to it was luxury for me back then because it was out my reach was like Jordans or like buying Ralph Lauren or Fubu.
Jordans was our like.
Yeah, that was our, and then also like seeing people wear like Gucci and stuff like in high school. My first pair of Jordans was literally in my sophomore junior year in high school. That was my
mother
first
didn't
pair.
Let me get it until 8th grade. You want to know her reasoning?
Why?
So I don't know if you've ever met my mother, and you had the pleasure to. She's a wonderful person, but she's always very. Everything has to make sense,
Right.
And so when I would get Jordans, and this is only at the 8th grade point, it would have to match the season. So if it was like the suede, black suede ones, it has to be fall or winter. If it's a white pair of sneakers, it has to be spring, summer. So I was limited once I finally got to the Jordan period of what I could wear when. And she also was a very monochromatic person. So that means...
Hence now.
Okay. I'm still dressing in one color now. But like everything would be one color from head to toe.
Okay.
So like baby blue Scully, baby blue scarf, baby blue turtleneck underneath, baby blue pants, baby blue Timbs.
Okay.
And if you can imagine what kind of Smurf that looks like in an 8th grade, 9th grade setting, Smurf. I love you, Mom. I really do. But baby blue Timbs?
Yeah, every time I saw baby blue Timbs, I thought about like, why?
Right. It gave why. I think the only person I ever saw in baby blue Timbs was like in the like Olivia G Unit era, right? Was she stomping in those, or was that Remy Ma?
Stomping is crazy.
Those Timbs were stomping Timbs. Like you usually had to like in Brooklyn, you had to get it shaken in that Tim.
Right?
That was the Tim you fought in. You don't fight in your butters.
That is
or
very true. You fought in the black ones?
Yeah, you fight in the black ones.
Because the black ones is black.
Yeah, but you don't fight in your butters or your beef and broccolis.
No, but wow, I feel sorry for you.
No, that wasn't a bad thing. I think it made me
who you are today.
Who I am today.
Right.
Specific.
I mean, for instance, for you, you had to deal with monochromatic. Me, no. First of all, 3 kids in one household with my grandmother and mom. Like, that is a thing that there's no closet space, first of all.
Oh.
So, see my mother's closet, like there was no monochromatic anything. It was literally a slew of fabrics, like different things, different silhouettes, everything in one. And my grandmother was the same way. For me, growing up, we didn't have, we had closet space, but I used to have my things as a child in bins, like as in middle school or elementary school, like clothes in bins. And we used to take them out, and I used to like mix and match stuff. So today, like I don't. Nothing matches.
But yet it works.
Yet it works because at that time I thought like everyone must have the same wardrobe in terms of the variety of like colors and fabrics. And then also as a kid, the first person that I saw that kind of revolutionized my way of thinking in terms of style was Dennis Rodman, and still is. So Dennis Rodman, Cyndi Lauper, Grace Jones, Elton John, Prince, Michael Jackson, Aaliyah, all these other people, Nirvana,
for me,
Blink-182.
It was more of the divas, and divas doesn't mean just based on like gender of women. It was every diva. So Sylvester, it was Tina Turner,
period.
It was Diana Ross.
Diana Ross, hello.
But even like if you go into cartoons, like Jessica Rabbit was.
Period.
If I ever saw a sweet hard top, that way it should be. I feel like that's the only way it should be.
Period.
So I took a lot of inspiration from cartoons. You know what else is interesting for me? Toys. I was known for like getting a lot of toys. My mother's boyfriends would be like, "Why does he always have so many female action figures?" And I'm like, "Cause they're hitting, like they're killing it."
Honestly, Barbies were the best.
They were, and I couldn't even play with Barbie like that.
I used to secretly play with my sister's Barbies.
You snug?
Yes, because I used to literally play with my sister's Barbies and then play with my own action figures
together. It was a community of
but
humans.
also like, okay, I know that not to cut you off. I know that Barbie still has a moment in terms of like who they were. Like Barbie was great with outfits and career.
And hair.
Right. But you know what?
Because Cabbage Patch ain't have no hair. Waste of time. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was a waste of time. Them Cabbage Patches we had.
They're not just cabbage.
That and the Baby Borns, waste of time.
The Baby Borns.
Waste of time.
Well, there was one that really solidified it for me because I think their styling was elite, and it was Bratz doll.
Yeah, that was a little later, but yeah.
It was giving.
Yeah, they ate that.
The heels?
They had heels on that?
Yes.
Barbie had heels.
Yeah, but Barbie's heels was giving Manolo Blahnik.
You know who didn't have heels?
Oh.
Cabbage. Sorry, Cabbage Patch did not have heels. Them feet, double wide feet, was not fitting in this shoe.
Give them like men's Ferragamo shoes.
Right. Don't talk about Ferragamo in here. You know that's one of the sponsors.
Ferragamo does double wide?
We're one of the sponsors.
Ferragamo does not sponsor this building.
No, the podcast.
Oh, they did not sponsor this podcast
Every
yet.
piece you get from there and you wear on here, that's a sponsor.
I don't even own Ferragamo.
Do I? Oh, a tie. I think I have a Ferragamo.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I forgot. You next.
I forgot too. Anyway, toys did a lot for me.
Okay.
I would cut them. I would paint them. My mother would have like
out of what?
An array of nail polish. Like it was literally one closet
you
just for nail
painted your
polish.
Clothes with nail polish?
I painted the action figures with nail polish because she has so many colors, and so the hair would be bronze one day, or the hair would be pink one day, or like. And
your mother was going through it.
She was tight that the nail polish was missing, but I had to get the wardrobes done. So I would cut up like
for what fashion show?
Their fashion show. They had fashion shows and weddings and parties and celebrations, and there was no gender this, gender that for me as a kid. It was this one looks hot, this one looks hot. They're getting married today.
Okay.
And so that for me, and then all of the wrestling. Wrestling was probably the most important influence of my life, and still is today.
Still is today.
Because if you think about it, it's nothing but theater, welcome, fashion, welcome. I'll call it creative dance and athleticism.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
And then you throw a little sparkle on there on a stage. You're telling me a story.
So so my question to you is, you love this as a kid, but, back then for us, it was difficult for us to be this expressive now back then, right? Both of us wear a lot of questionable things in public that could have been... No. I'm saying, we don't care, but people question
other
it.
People would think.
Yeah. But in the past, we weren't able. We did the same thing, but I think it was worse back then. The backlash. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like kids now, do you feel like they have it much easier compared to us?
I think we had it easier than the generation before us. I think you're talking about just as queer Black kids.
Yeah.
Black male kids, but. What I see now in the kids, which I do like, is they've tapped into everything and they dress that way. Mm-hmm. So, if she saw Alien, she's dressing like that, right? Mm-hmm. Or if she saw Bratz, she's dressing like that. They literally dress so much freer, I feel like, than we dress. In a world that feels a little freer. I'm not saying that it's a free world.
Right.
But I think that the new generation, when they walk down the street, it's just less concern.
True.
I still walk down the street with a slight concern because I think that what we've been through in our younger years still traumatized us in a way that we still feel like you gotta watch your back a bit. I do like the freeness of how the kids walk around nowadays. We see orange wigs now. We see the stars everywhere. We see them expressing in jewelry, or they'll add freckle makeup, right? They get to play in makeup. It's a lot different.
It's a lot different. I will say that not saying that our age range is so far off from them, but I will say we crawl so they can walk. But I will say that they also have it difficult because I think with social media now, it's very difficult for them to kind of maneuver through life with constant bullying from online. We deal with bullying online in person a lot, but imagine dealing with bullying in person and then social media on top of that, plus comparing yourself to the public.
Remember, we'd go outside in outfits in our early 20s. Mine 19, but because I was 19.
Yeah, how long have you been 19 for? Because every time you've been 19...
I was 19 when a lot of things happened in life. You put me on a whole, sitcom. I was going to clubs underage. It wasn't a really good space for me to be in.
You had your brother's fake ID.
I was young, 19. I did use my brother's ID though.
Thank you.
But Delroy was the first person to introduce me to the club life. I was young Christian
Excuse
boy
me?
in my studies. In my studies, all A's. If you look at my transcript, all A plus actually, because I was fighting for the plus. I was one of those overachievers. And Delroy had me out late night, coming to class late. My mother saw the transcript second semester. She said, "Who you hanging out with?" I said,
Wow, that's great.
I said, "Delroy's taking me outside." She's like, "Why are you coming home 4 a.m., 5 a.m. looking disheveled?" I said, "It's Delroy." But you know what I will say to you?
I will call your mother right now.
I'll call her for you. It was the best time.
You know you're lying.
It was the best time. One of the best times of my life.
I mean, like, it was great. We used to be scared.
Literally, there was no Uber then. Barely any yellow cabs would stop for you back then. And we were in the city a lot, coming from Brooklyn to the city. So ideally, there was that long train ride home, and whatever you decided to wear that day outside.
You better pray that you are gutsy wearing that, because there are things that we wore that were.
Remember when you burnt the hole in the fabric at my house?
So I was going to a party.
Tell them. That's camera 3.
I was going to a party with Randy. He told me to come with him. And I need something to wear. And for that fact, Randy decided to say, okay, what we're gonna wear. And I'm like, I don't know. So we end up, I had this Budweiser t-shirt that I just bought from Urban Outfitters. I'll never forget it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's nice, but we got to do something different. So I started, distressing it, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I was like, this is Randy's house and his mother's upstairs in her bedroom.
Yep.
About to sleep.
Yep.
We're about to go out.
10-ish.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's still not giving. I want to distress it more. And so
we didn't have scissors, it was a knife.
We took a knife and started stabbing the t-shirt and then burning it with a lighter.
Yeah, we used a lighter at my home to burn it with my mother home. And then she smelled the smoke. It said, "Randall, what am I smelling downstairs?" Delroy and I say at the same time, "Nothing."
But you know what's so crazy is that yes, we became friends through the fashion show, but I think the one thing that we've been friends, we stayed friends, is because we push ourselves not just in career wise, but also creativity level, making sure that we back each other no matter what crazy idea that we do have. And we have a passion for expressing ourselves in different ways. One of the reasons why I became this way, loving the most craziest things, is because as a kid I was so shy. I was super duper shy. I didn't know how to. I liked weird things. Like, I loved the most weirdest things. Like, I was a nerd, still am. I watched a lot of anime. I loved history. I loved everything. But I had a hard time making friends because all the friends I tried to make were, I don't know, they didn't like me, how I presented myself style-wise.
What age group were you talking about?
I'm talking about since I was in I'm talking about middle school all the way up until college. Like, you were actually my first gay best friend.
I'm not.
Girl.
Okay. You want to know what's very interesting? That you say that. I was a really shy kid too. So shy, and you would never know it now. So shy that I used to get, my mother used to get calls in elementary and middle school, mostly elementary school, saying, "Your son is just staring into the space. He's daydreaming too much in class." Mind you, they put it on the report card. How tacky of you as a teacher to put it on my report card. Because all the grades, my work was always done.
Okay.
It's just she felt that I was disconnected. So they wanted to test me for like autism, and they wanted to see if I had Asperger's. They wanted to check everything. And my mother's like, "Well, he doesn't act like that at home." And so she shows a little video of me dancing at home to Tina Turner. And they're like, "Okay, this is not the kid we're getting in school."
Your mother is a piece of work.
She's everything. She's everything.
Not, here's my son.
Yeah, tearing it.
Without my consent.
Tearing it, killing it. And so she's like, "My son he has no issues with daydreaming." So they asked me to speak out more. And I did, to the point now I can't stop speaking. but it brought me out of my shell forcibly.
Right.
But by nature, I feel like a very shy person.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like being. There's a lot of kids now that I wish had friends like us when we were younger, right? Because a lot of them do not know how to maneuver through life with being themselves. They feel like they have to fit in.
What age group of kids are you talking about now?
Just like every age group, there's kids committing suicide at a very young age. So I feel like a lot of kids now, they're
that was the case with our day too.
Yes, that is very true. Yes, absolutely. I think we had the pleasure of separating social media and being outside and active very easily because we were more outdoorsy kids.
Well, we didn't have it. We know life pre and
yeah, like we didn't have money. We didn't have.
Well, we had enough for like oxtail, but we couldn't get like the whole platter. Like we would just get the oxtail.
Yeah, we had supporting mothers.
Yeah, we had hardworking single mothers.
Single mothers.
So that came with its
who
gifts.
who embraced us in all our creativity, despite what it may look like, and despite what people may say that they supported us.
We should talk about that, like our mother's influence on and their journey, because it's not easy to raise kids like us. I don't know what kids like us actually means, but you and I understand.
Expressive children.
Expressive.
I will say that I think I became more expressive in high school because there was no uniform. And all throughout school, we had to wear uniform. Preschool, elementary, and middle school.
What schools you went to?
So I went to in preschool. I went to Preschool Mines. That was in Church Avenue, Brooklyn. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. Period. Elementary school, I was in PS 221 at Empire Boulevard. Middle school, I went to Winthrop, IS 232.
Still have the T-shirt.
I still do have the T-shirt. Yes. High school, I went to Sheepshead Bay High School. College.
Okay?
Yeah, it was
Sheepshead.
You had to shake it. Sheepshead.
You had to know how to shake it.
You had to know how to shake it.
You had to shake the room and shake it.
Listen.
You okay?
I'm very okay. I'm from, listen.
I know.
You know, like, and it was either being accepted to Sheepshead Bay High School or going to Prospect Heights or Erasmus.
So basically, no, and no.
I went to Sheepshead. I went to Sheepshead.
That's kind of far, though. What was the route to get there?
Well, I lived in Bushwick at the time, so I had to take some bus and get off at Kings Highway and then take another bus to Avenue X, I think. That's where all, like, it was predominantly, the projects was right across the street. And it was predominantly, it was a mixed school, just like York. It was like Russian, Ukrainian, Bengali, all those, like everything. But I will say, to get into the school daily, it was basically TSA at its finest.
Oh yeah, we had the metal detectors.
We had metal detectors. So to go through the machine, we had to swipe our ID. That's one. If it was your birthday, it was sing happy birthday. Embarrassing. Like what?
My birthday was always Thanksgiving-ish, so we never had to go to school.
I had to do it, and then I go on a tangent. In high school, I hated when it sang happy birthday when it was my birthday, when I saw my ID. So I used to lie and say I lost it on the day of my birthday. And I used to go in and they say, type in your name and birthday to make sure you go to the school. And of course, I typed it in and then the machine sang happy birthday. I was so mad. They were like, oh my God. No, I hated it. No, but to get in, you swipe your card, your ID. It would check you in. Afterwards, you had to take your belt and shoes off and jacket and bag and put it through the
pat you down after they wand you.
Put it through the conveyor belt.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had a
conveyor belt like TSA, and then walk through the metal detectors. Then get scanned by this metal detector scan and get patted down. If you're a male, you get patted down by a male, female to female. And then after you get your stuff out the machine, you have to open your bags.
Yeah, and they still have to check inside. I want to know whoever came up with that. I understand that it was
the movie Dangerous Minds with remember with Coolio?
Yeah. Well, what's the reference?
The school was bad.
Oh, how bad the school was.
Yes. Like, you know what they did on Halloween? The kids used to freeze eggs and throw it at people.
You know what they did around my way?
Or put Nair in it.
They would get water guns and put bleach in the water guns and shoot the kids from the top of the projects down, or in the window down, and then they would get it in the eye of the kids.
That's crazy.
Gates Avenue. For me, my journey in school was interesting.
Okay.
We naming schools. Okay, I didn't go to preschool. Katie was like, he's too smart for that. So
too smart.
I went straight into
or
kindergarten.
Cannot be handled.
Straight into kindergarten. I was 4 years old.
You got kicked out of preschool. That's the problem.
No, I never. I didn't need it.
She never told you.
I was writing my name in script at like 3. So at this point, it was given, just send him straight to kindergarten. And I was younger than the rest of the kids because I had a late birthday.
Script.
So I'm in PS 56. That's Clinton Hill, I believe.
Oh.
Or Best I think it's Clinton Hill.
Don't mind me. I'm putting on lip balm.
Please do.
It's not ashy.
No, I never said. Why are you getting nervous?
Don't say please do like that.
Please do what's like, please do, live your life. Not like, bitch, you should have put that on yesterday. PS 56. And I won't forget, it was such a harsh neighborhood at the time.
Where was that at?
PS 56. So I lived on Grand and Gates. So it had to be a block and a half from there. I don't remember the address.
See, now you see, okay, let me educate you on something. You see what he's talking about? Back then, it wasn't gentrified.
It was a block away from Biggie's house.
Baby,
where the Met
I
Food,
remember
think,
Gates
was.
back in 2000 and...
Well, this is 90s Gates. So
yeah,
you're welcome.
2001.
But I will say, we were middle-class blacks that lived in a brownstone.
Oh, okay.
So there was a little dollar. My mother, she was doing her thing.
A dollar and a dream.
Yes, we had a little dollar. It was a brownstone. It was $1.
Mm-hmm.
But we sold it. Anyway, but that particular school was rough. I remember one day there was this kid named KK, and my mother was like, you know what? What's going on? What's going on?
What happened with KK?
And KK would just continuously harass me every
why?
day, physically, verbally, and the teachers would do nothing because they were preoccupied. There's too many kids versus the amount of teachers. So during recess, I always dreaded recess, like, oh my God, he's gonna come and annoy me today. And one day my mother said, I think it was a scratch on my face. She was like, where that's from? I was like, this boy named KK at school. She said, if you don't go take care of that, I'm gonna take care of you. So I was like, this is loving. I love it. It's loving. It's loving.
You know what that meant.
I went to that school and took care of that.
Yeah.
And I can't say it out loud here, but I took care of that. Long story short, after that, they moved me to Westchester.
Oh.
And in Westchester, that was a whole nother ball game for me because I was Black Brooklyn kid. The hood was there. I knew where the Thames was.
The hood is still there.
And then they moved me to Westchester, and everything's so preppy. So, like, the Albanians had a clique, the Italians had a clique, the Hispanic kids all had a clique. And then there might have been, like, 4 Black kids in a particular, like, elementary, middle school. And they were so confused with me being, like, this harsh Brooklyn kid.
Because you're from Brooklyn.
And I had to find a way to prep it up. So I prepped it right up. And then we moved back to Brooklyn. And that was another culture shock because I just went from Brooklyn to Westchester, back to Brooklyn.
How long you in Westchester for?
3 years. Right. They picked us up on a bus.
Wait, at your house?
At my house.
Damn.
I was like, in Brooklyn, we had to sit in the cold waiting for the 52 bus.
With the homeless and the crackheads.
Right. Hoping to get to school and back safely.
Amen.
They picked me up and dropped me off with
Wow.
lunch. They gave us lunch.
Wow.
So I was surprised. I was like, came back to Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, welcome back to the people on the corner. And those kids, when I say bullied
I
me.
know. Kids
And
are harsh.
it was not that I was like a soft kid. It was more the fact that I didn't want the repercussions of being suspended. Because remember, being suspended was a thing.
Yeah.
Or my mother
kicked
catching
out.
me doing something bad. So I was trying to keep it as being a good kid. But Brooklyn showed us behind. And they kept asking me, are you French? Are you French? This is the closed-mindedness of the kids. Are you French? Because I spoke a different way than them.
Right.
I didn't have like the lingo down pat anymore because I was in Westchester. There was no yo ma. There was none of that.
What's up?
What's up? You good? None of that.
And we can get it all night.
Wow.
Sorry. I just,
But I say that all to say is that school wasn't the kindest journey, but at least it was a well-rounded journey. I got a little bit of everybody along the way.
I mean, but I feel like in school, I think yes, school is a well-rounded journey, but I think that when you hit college, that's when you really meet your true friends and beyond. Only because you have in college, and I could be wrong because there's people who have friends since high school, which I still do, and longer than that, which I still do. But I will say that in college, you're figuring out yourself internally. Um, you're trying to build a community that kind of accepts you, and that community are your friends because you see them all the time. Like college is different. Like you're in school for hours on end, not just for classes, but you're here probably working extracurricular activities. You're probably studying after school in the library, right? Right?
Eating with these people,
whatever these people, then whatever. Whenever you are in college, when you meet these people, you end up being almost lifelong friends, which then starts your support system because they won't judge you, one, because they've seen you for hours and hours and hours for 4 years. Let's hope you guys stay in school for that long. But they see you for that long, and they end up being a support system, your lifeline, because you end up telling them things that you can't even tell your parents, because your parents at that point do not get who you are because you're still figuring it out. So then you meet someone that in school that is also figuring it out, and you guys discuss it amongst yourself, whether maybe what you're going through mentally, because let's be real, in college mental health is real because you have so much pressure, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to, adulting is, we joke and say adulting is ghetto, but when you're in college, not only trying to get good grades and have a social life and do extracurricular activities, but you're honestly trying to accept yourself internally and externally, what you look like, what you feel like, what are you thinking, like everything like that. And that kind of pressure it will take a toll on you if you do not have the right foundation with friends, you know what I'm saying?
In college, what did you figure out about yourself? Like, how did you know that you were going to be this particular person?
I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know. The one thing that kept me sane was having a good backbone for myself, but also making sure that I have friends that I can depend on. I didn't know personally who I was going to be 10, 15 years from where I was that time. And the reason why is because I was figuring it out. Like college was the first time that I actually told friends from college of my sexuality. And a lot of friends, they stopped being my friends because of that. And that was hard. Rejection. But I always say rejection is God's protection. So if they were not my friends then obviously they won't be my friends for the future because I need a good foundation. And that good foundation came from home as well, because at the same time I told my sister, my mom, that I was coming out. But I didn't know I was going to be this person. But I had to trust my instinct because, again, mental health is extremely real. And you've known my story. And in college, it was very difficult. And after college, it was difficult because the thought of suicide came up. Yes, that was in my mind in two major events in my life. So for me, holding on to a good group of friends, you being the main person, as well as Asha, who's sitting right there in the corner.
Shout out to Asha.
Excuse me. I'm grateful, and also not with the group of friends I have, but also having a supportive family that didn't sway left with me, but just kept with me with the straight and narrow path. You know, they allowed me to be explorative when I was young, but also my family kept me in check. They would be like, okay, you can do whatever you want, but like at the same time, be careful, be mindful. But pray, prayer is key. Whatever you pray to, whether maybe a God or spiritual or grounding yourself, whatever, meditating, whatever the case may be, it was very important because I think a lot of people think that you can go through life just winging it, which you can, but like
you need the guidance.
Exactly. You can't wing it if you don't have guidance. No pun intended. But you will end up floating in the wind, and you will land harshly.
Asha, what did you want to segue to?
Oh,
Shit.
damn.
Okay.
Yes.
So we first need to both shout out our moms. Period.
Shout out to Susan Magdalena
Right.
Watson.
Shout out to Kay Houston.
Period.
Single moms doing it big for us. We need to shout out each other.
Shout out all the immigrants in the U.S. And that's on period. Because my mom was an immigrant, my father's an immigrant. Without them, I won't be here with this work ethic.
Shout out to all humans.
All humans
that are doing their best.
What you identify as.
But I guess in the future we'll pick up from here.
Yes.
And we'll serve yet another look. Because I know that's what you're here to see. Okay.
Well, ignore the nails. Are we supposed to get nails done today?
Yeah, we got our nails done literally after this. I'm so
after
sorry.
This. The nails are not nailing.
It'll never do it. Don't even zoom in on mine.
I have things coming off, so.
But you know what? It's the dedication of getting your nails done. Some of you don't even get up and get your nails done.
Except for the summertime, and that's not cute.
You got to do that all the time.
Period.
But anyway, shout out to queer culture. Okay, shout out to all culture.
Shout out to all cultures. Shout out to your college culture.
Shout out to your college.
Period.
I'll get my check downstairs. And shout out to us.
Period.
Being bold enough to sit together, to talk openly, to talk unstructured, because that's kind of who we are.
Yeah.
And to just be you.
Amen. Being you. Don't crush my nails.
Okay, so then a light one.
Just
yeah. No, that's too common. We need our own. Hum.
Done the prayer. Period. Oh, that's it, girl.
Did we make the 2 minutes?